Hey. Is my mic audio fine? Hold on, let me just look into. Is my mic audio fine? Is it too loud or anything? It's fine? Okay. Cause if you guys watched my my latest Yu-Gi-Oh video, my local story, I mentioned how the first time I tried to record the video, the audio was just like incredibly loud for some reason, even though I didn't touch the settings at all. But like for some reason the video just have like absurdly bass boosted ass, like loud ass voice, and I have no idea why that was the case. I still have no idea why it's like that, but yeah. Peak background song, it is really good. You should upload it with like the original voice, dude. It's so bad. I mean, I can show it. Let me just move screen real quick. Hi, hello. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna put Cookie Clicker in the background for now. Actually, can I show it? Do I still have the... I don't think I have the original video anymore, actually, now that I think about it again. Do I? Yeah, no, I think I already deleted the original video for that. It was really loud. Like, it was super loud. I tried to fix the audio, but it just, like... the peaks of the audio is just, like, completely destroyed. Another Cookie Clicker stream. Dude, like... you see down there, it says you harvested 17 sugar lumps while you were away. Like, I have not touched... I really don't touch this game anymore. I have 96 sugar lumps that I just don't use. I just do not play Cookie Clicker anymore. I'll pop a wrinkler, though. It's 9 AM and I hadn't slept all night. What the hell? Go the hell to sleep. What video are you talking about? My newest one. The one that I talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals. That's why I had to, like... redub the video. So the audio is a little weird. Thought this was an info stream, not a Cookie Clicker stream. I mean, it is, but I just have Cookie Clicker open, you know? It's like, it's better to stare at Cookie Clicker than staring at this. Then again, there's really, like, not much going on here. Like, the numbers don't even go up anymore, because it's just so high. Is this UPD discussion or playing TBC? What the fuck is a UPD? Oh, update? Yeah, it's update. It's update. What the fuck? Who the fuck shortens update as UPD? No, yeah, this is update. I don't have my... well, I have my phone, but if I want to open Battlecats, I have to, like, plug it in and everything. It's a bit much. Use the Lumsden cursor, you need them to bank stock market. Dude, I don't even check the stock market anymore and stuff. Where is stock market? Banks. View stock market. There we go. You can watch the stock market or whatever. Pac-Man EN? Did we get a confirmation about Pac-Man being in EN? Unit project description. Are you gonna do Cappy Jr. Abyssal for a stream? Probably? I probably will. I think I will save something like that for a stream, yeah. I was actually thinking of streaming, like, somewhere during the weekend, but I figured that, I've been waiting for Super Cat True Form to come out first, officially. So that I want to stream this first. And frankly, I watch a lot of Battle Cats VOD. I really like your gameplay. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy anyways. How long have you been grinding on Cookie Clicker? It's been a while. I don't know about like quote unquote grinding because I'm technically not even really grinding it. Like I only open it if I need something in the background, really. Like Cookie Clicker is interesting enough for a while, but at the point where I am, it's like there's nothing new to discover. I feel like the Ascension doesn't really have anything like interesting aside from just bigger numbers. There's like no more towers. There's nothing really. There's like achievement hunting if you guys are into that, but I'm not really down for that. So. The Puffsy second stage is interesting, is it? I don't know. It's like I'm pretty sure I saw people just spamming like research soap rock and winning. Like it doesn't look that interesting. I think the enemy lineup is kind of interesting, but I think they make the stage like way too big. 10 feet 20, the Flower Man. Dude, I'm gonna be real. I'm so tempted to make a cover of Flower Man. It's such a good song. I low-key want to make a cover of Flower Man. I've just been listening to Flower Man non-stop, dude. I've just been listening to Flower Man covers non-stop. It's so good. It's so good. There's 3 Puffsies. Yeah, but it doesn't matter when you're using soap. You know? Like, they're not gonna push through soap. They're not gonna push through research rock. 10 feet 20, the Battle Cats. Who made your favorite Flower Man cover? I don't know. It's hard to choose. All of them are really good. I think Salty's voice is really good for that. Salty did a really good cover of it. Salty DK Dan. I'm not really sure about the others. All of them are really good. Like there are a couple of covers that were released like super early on that got like that definitely got the timing of the vocals wrong, but eventually I think one of them like re-uploads a newer version where they fixed like the vocal timing, and that was also really good. I'm stuck on the Septen Decillions in Cookie Clicker and I've used all my kittens. I don't know how to get more. You just gotta ascend, I guess. Septen Decillion is definitely the part where it's like it's kind of hard to go up, but yeah. I feel like I'm a poser because I've watched so much of your YouTube video. I don't even have a Rolling Wolf. I mean, that's fine. Like Battle Cats is a very big game. Like it'll like it can take like years for someone to actually reach into ZL and stuff if you play like pretty casually. I know there are people who goes to like ZL in like 2 months or something, which is pretty insane. Flower Man, with his heart in the sand, so he stands to watch the whole wide world from a can. Man, it's so good. How many achievements do you have in Cookie Clicker? Here. I have 551 out of 600. ZL in 2 months. Yeah, it does happen. Or at the very least, like middle of UL in 2 months. Like I know there are a couple of people that got into UL in 1 month, which is pretty insane. Dojo makes progression faster early on too, yeah. And especially now with like infinite speed up as well. Like with infinite speed up, it's gonna be even faster now. Like yeah, you're still gonna need to like have the energy for it, but like still. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hope that power the flower man. Man, it's this fucking song, dude. I think part of the reason on why I'm kind of unsure about why I want to make it, aside from obvious you know, voice concerns, it's just also I'm also not entirely sure if I want to like spoil the people in if I want to like spoil you know, Flowery to people who haven't played Deltarune, but I don't know. Flowery's probably not that bad of a spoiler. It's kind of like spoiling Tenna, which is like at this point really a bit old anyways. I'm definitely not covering the secret boss though. Like that's a whole different breed. That's a whole different genre. Did you see they dropped the official lyrics for the secret boss? I did. It's really funny because okay, I guess like slight spoiler for the secret boss, but there's so much ooh, green. Hell yeah, fortune. It's really funny because every time I hear covers of the song, they always interpret the first line as Mew Mew. Mew Mew girl. And it's like I've always been bothered by it. Cause it doesn't sound anything like Mew Mew girl. But for some reason, everybody interprets the first line as Mew Mew girl, and every time I listen to the original song, it's just like, how did you get to Mew Mew girl? Like, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't sound like that at all. And then with the lyrics drop, I'm like, oh, it still doesn't sound like that, but it makes a little more sense. But I have no idea why like it seems like universally everybody just agreed that the first line is Mew Mew girl. Like, what? How the hell did you hear Mew Mew girl? It makes no sense. You feel vindicated now that it's Nyanya? Absolutely. Like, I've always think that Mew Mew girl is a very weird translation or like interpretation of what the lyric is. What did you think it was? I don't know. I thought it might be like Japanese or something. But it's definitely not Mew Mew. Like, it just does not sound like it at all. I didn't think anyone figured out that the first line ends on Brigade. Yeah, it's also pretty funny, yeah. Someone just says Magic AK or whatever. Green, you say? Now, okay, hold on. Gaster has went through so many iterations from from being green into being a pirate and now being a bodybuilder. Like, do you know how fucking insane this fucking fandom is within a couple of days? The most mysterious man in the Undertale Deltarune universe has like completely shift perspective in just a couple of days. So insane. Gaster went from being green into being a pirate and now being a protein lover. It's insane. It's so insane. Who's your favorite flower in Deltarune? Oh man, lame answer, but it's gotta be Aqua, right? Like, it's hard to not have Aqua as your favorite. She's just so she's just so funny. Set is also really good. Set is also a really good character. Do you know why Gaster is a pirate? I'm so confused. I honestly don't fully remember how it went, but I think it had something to do with, one, the weird route, and two, you know, how we have a vessel at the start, and then people interpret the vessel as a ship, you know, like a vessel. So something around that, and then it ended up I don't really fully remember how it went, but one thing leads to another, leads to pirate. Mine's orange. Orange is... I don't know. I think orange is a little annoying. Like, I get her gimmick. I get her, like, personality, but it's a bit... Can we get to the update? Nah, soon. I'll get to that soon. I've seen people make the Gaster now Dr. Eggman. What the fuck? What do you mean by that? I took Aqua Knife from the secret boss just because I love her. Yeah, I also took Aqua Knife. Like, the two upgrades, the two other upgrades that I took was the hat and the apron, but like those are for like strategical reason. The third one that I took was Aqua Knife because I just think Aqua's funny. Orange is the most unhuman-like. That is true, yeah. Orange is so human. Orange slander won't be tolerated. I don't hate Orange. I just don't think she's like the more interesting flower. Like, she's alright, you know? Mine's green. Green is also really funny. Green is the goat. Pink if we count her. I don't know about that. Which is ironic with how much it seems to bother her to be not called a human. Yeah. It is pretty interesting though that it feels like Orange and Susie bonded in like a very specific way. It's pretty interesting. Because I think it really adds to the fuel of like how people were theorizing that Susie might be like trying to pretend to be a human to blend in at some point. Because she also, like, because like Orange feels like she has a very similar insecurity with Susie. Like the thing about the tail, the thing about, you know, being a bully and whatever. What do you think of Blue? Blue is also really good. Like, I love all of the flowers. All of the flowers are really good. I love some of Blue's expression, especially one of his butterfly portraits where he's angry. It's also really funny. Susie's full name is Susie Gaster. Yeah, that's true. What are we waiting for? Until I'm finally bored of talking about Deltarune. You might want to check back in 50 minutes. Well, no, I mean, actually, there is one more thing that I want to talk about Deltarune, dude. I can't believe Toby Fox dropped like an insane image friend lore update, like in just like 2 weeks after the game dropped. Like out of fucking nowhere, he just added like a massive lore into like image friend. Is like, what the fuck? Like, where's this coming from? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, the pink dialogue drop. It's like, what the hell? Why is this dropping like 2 weeks after the game dropped? What the fuck? Went from image friend to image goat really quick. It's so fucking funny. The stocks for image friend like went from being down in the gutter to like immediately like high level threat. Like, what the fuck? It's so insane. He did what? Yeah, there was like a new update from Deltarune that added like a very specific dialogue that you can only get for doing a very specific thing, which adds lore to like a character that we basically have never seen before. It's insane. I need to grab those eggs. No, don't grab the eggs. The protein. The cats are gonna get you, man. The proteins, man. That's how they get you. That's how the cats get you, man. We're talking about Deltarune. We're talking about some Deltarune Battle Cat hybrid. What do you mean Battle Cat hybrid? I love how the cafe interaction with Pink and Chris made people start to hate Susie. Oh, you mean that? Yeah, that is really funny. Just like Susie, shut up. Shut up, Susie. Shit, they're calling image friend a fraud. I need to add some bullshit quick. It does kind of feel like it. It's like, yeah, I gotta add like lore to image friend. That's so funny. I'll never get the chapter 3 egg. It's so stupid to get. Chapter 3 egg is really funny. I think it's also really interesting that like chapter 3 is the first time where the egg feels less random, but also is very clearly a secret thing, if that makes sense. And the same chapter as the chapter that quote unquote introduces how to do the weird route. I think it's just interesting. Chapter 3 egg is the only one where the man can talk. I don't think he talks. Like, I think he tried to talk, right? But then he just like points somewhere and then just leaves. Like I'm pretty sure he doesn't talk. He did? Did he? I thought he just points somewhere or something. He talk. Oh wait, chapter 3. Wait. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm thinking of chapter 5. Sorry. Yeah. Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Man does talk. Yes. What do you mean shows you how to do the weird route? Cause chapter 3's sword route, the path that you get, the things that you do to get the mantle, shows you like how to do the weird route. You know. Technically, of course, you can do it in chapter 2, but chapter 3 is where it officially kind of like shows a blind player how to do a weird route. The sword game, yeah. If you're Chris, what will you think he will sound like? It's not he. His pronouns are they, them. I don't know, like, I think one of the funniest interpretation for Chris's voice so far is Penny Snapcube's voice, where they just voiced, like, she just voiced Chris to be like super deep voice. It's really funny. Deltarune stream, let's go. It is the Deltarune stream, I suppose. But then again, I don't know if I'm really gonna stream any more Deltarune. Like, I already checked out Weird Route. I already, bought all of the weapons. Maybe I could have, like, I don't know, streamed about the new dialogue, but then I was like, what the hell am I gonna stream? Like, that's just gonna be like 5 minutes of looking at the new dialogue and that's it. Like, I remember seeing people figuring out Weird Route for the first time. It's insane. I think it's also really interesting that the first time Weird Route came out, everybody expects that, like, we're gonna do Weird Route with, like, different characters each chapter. Like, people were theorizing that, like, oh yeah, chapter 3 we're gonna do like fucked up shit with Toriel, and chapter 4 we're gonna do fucked up shit with like Caddy or Jockington or whatever. And it turns out it's just Noel, which somehow makes it scarier. I really wonder if Gaster, Friend, and so on will be integrated into the story for people who play Deltarune after it's fully out and are in the community. I think I've talked about this before. I highly doubt that Gaster would be in it. Maybe certain influences of Gaster would, I feel like, undoubtedly be in it. But I highly doubt that there's just gonna be like, hey, this is Gaster, the Wingding man himself, the royal scientist. He's just here in the bunker. Like, I think that'll be stupid. But I'm sure, like, his influence one way or another will be shown, But I highly doubt that there's just gonna be like, this is Gaster the character, like, just chilling in the bunker for some reason. Like, I think that's stupid. Friend, I think, is much more closer, because I think Friend is actually more of like an in-game character. But Gaster feels like he's just on an entirely different layer of the game, that it doesn't make sense to introduce him as like a normal character. What flower armor weapon did you choose? I chose the apron, the hat, and aqua knife. I think Gaster will show up, but with completely different design, give it a whole fragmented thing. I highly doubt it. I think that it would maybe make sense if like a part of Gaster maybe, or like, I don't know, like a representation of Gaster, but I highly doubt that like the man himself will appear. Because he's just not like a character in the same universe as everybody else, also Fortune. He's just not in the Deltarune universe, if that makes sense. Like, he's kind of like in an entirely different like layer of the universe. So it doesn't make sense for him to just appear in the town, you know? Doesn't make sense. Friend's definitely gonna appear with a new dialogue. I think Friend will most likely appear of some sort, you know, but yeah. He's on Twitter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, he's on your game over screen, he's on Twitter, he's like managing your menu and stuff like that. It doesn't make sense for him to just be there. Like, it doesn't make sense. When does Pac-Man arrive? I don't know. We'll see. He's on my menu. Yeah, he is. Does Gaster have a Blue Sky? I'm actually not sure. Does Toby does his Gaster bullshit in Blue Sky? I don't think so, right? Like, I think he only does it on Twitter. I think Blue Sky have, like, a more strict restrictions when it comes to, like, changing names and stuff. I think that's why he doesn't do it on Blue Sky. Value the fun, like fun value in Undertale, true. Inscription BGM, hell yeah. Inscription's so fun. Gaster's the guy at the start with the Goner Maker thing, yeah. But like, he still does like, he still appears in such a different dimension of the game that it feels like it doesn't make sense for him to just be there. I don't know. Like, you know, if you're like resetting the knight's fight, like he'll be in between you, he'll be talking to you in between your attempts, you know, which like makes no sense if he's just a guy in the bunker. Like, what are we talking about here, you know? In between, like how he's green and in between. Shut up. My theory is that he's outside of all reality and has a link directly to Deltarune and connects you to it. I feel like it's something like that, yeah. Like, I have no doubt that it's definitely possible that, like, his influence or maybe someone in universe knows about him, maybe have talked to him as well, but or maybe like he will have something represent himself in universe, but I highly doubt that like just the literally Gaster himself is just gonna be there being, you know, like his actual physical appearance in his entirety. It's just gonna be there. It's like I kind of highly doubt that. You should do a stream where you play your favorite game aside from Battle Cats. You know I stream Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, right? You know I stream Deltarune, right? I do that. I also want to continue Tevi. I haven't continued Tevi. Tevi is also really fun. I just haven't had the time for it. Like, I wish I do want to stream Tevi again, but I just haven't had the time for it. Like, people say that, like, oh, you know, Lucas, you should, like, try playing other games. And then I play other games, and then nobody watches it. Bitches be like, yeah, Lucas, spread out and play other game. And then I play other game, and then like I get like 5 viewers. Hell yeah! I recently did the secret boss no hit. That's pretty crazy. You know what's crazy? I feel like the secret boss patterns they're tough, but they're not unfair. But I think the actual final boss of Chapter 5, some of their attacks are actually bullshit. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, there's several times where you have to be like, okay, here's your soul, and then here's the thing that you gotta pass through, and then literally right in front of it is an obstacle, and it's like, what am I supposed to do here? Because like I have to dash through here, but if I do, I'm going to immediately get hit by the obstacle, and if I don't dash through, I'm gonna get hit by the thing at the back that is chasing me. And I'm like, what the hell? Final boss that is harder than secret boss. I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I think some of the patterns for the final boss is kind of BS. Like, I think that's why I don't really like fighting the final boss. Like, there are some attacks that are just like, dude, what the hell do you want me to do? Like, you're making me want to go through here, except that if I go through there, like, I'm definitely gonna take damage. Like, what? Please play more Deltarune. There's really not much else to stream about Deltarune, though, as a thing. It's like, yeah, I can restart the chapter, but like, what for? I did figure out how to do the secret boss so that the only bullshit attack only appears once. Which one is the bullshit attack exactly? Is it the one with like bomb, heart, bomb going left and right? I think the bomb attack and Gerson's hammer attack are basically undodgeable. Like the hammer rain? The hammer rain is pretty rough, but it's pretty dodgeable. But it is really rough. I have secret bosses or just bosses in general don't have any of these attacks. Yeah. I think every time I think about that, I always think back to Undertale, and the one enemy that I really hate fighting in Undertale is Pyrope. I think Pyrope's attack also makes no sense. The bomb ones? Dude, all of them are bomb ones. What are you talking about? Okay, I assume you mean the Bomberman one specifically, but yeah. When's the actual yapping about the game and not Deltarune or Undertale? I mean, Deltarune or Undertale is the game. I'll talk about it soon, but yeah. Gerson's hammer spams used to be intentionally a mess to dodge. It for sure is. But I think it's generally possible. It is just really weird to do. What's your favorite Undertale boss? Undertale? Undertale boss? Specifically Undertale? I don't know, Sans? I guess. Have you seen Tower Man? I'm not sure what Tower Man is. I have seen Larper Man. That's pretty funny. Alright, maybe I should just actually start. It's already almost 40. It's already almost 40 minutes. I wasn't planning to yap this long, but it has been almost 40 minutes. So maybe it is a good time to just actually move on to Battle Cats now. Stream finally starts. Wrong. Stream finally ends. Because we're off to the boring stuff now. Hell yeah. Remember when you took over 1 hour and 30 minutes to start the main content? Did I take that long at some point? What the hell? That's crazy. Oh man, but I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh though. What if I just play Yu-Gi-Oh right now? Yeah, we're done after talking about 40 minutes of Undertale and Deltarune content. But now I'm bored and therefore I want to open Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Hell yeah. Do it. No, let's talk about Battle Cats. Rage bait the people who are here for Battle Cats. I mean, I could actually talk a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I did buy like several of the new cards. Like the physical cards. So I could maybe do like another deck building stream of like another hand cam stream of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I do another deck building stuff. But yeah, maybe not now. I gotta do a little bit setup to do a hand cam stream anyway. I'm surprised you don't retweet much Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan arts on Twitter. Do I? I don't know. I think I do every once in a while. Like if I think it's just that like a lot of the fan arts of the game are about like archetypes or cards that I don't really care too much about. Like they're good arts, but like a lot of them are like, you know, the Dark Magicians, the Dark Magician Girls, the Abel Star. Or something that would be like not safe for work. Is Dragon Maid good? I'm still pretty new to Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't exactly know. I think it's like playable enough that you can have a success with it if you're bringing it online for like, you know, early ranked. But it's certainly not like meta, you know. It's like a playable deck for sure. If you're just playing on like Master Duel. I just saw a video on Twitter that apparently Red Yanko Ranger can permastun Popsley. I think I retweeted that, yeah. Yeah, I retweeted that tweet. It's pretty funny. I think they did the same thing with... I don't remember. Was it Flying Cat? I think someone did this with like Flying Cat. It's pretty funny. Tearlaman fan art should be popular enough. I think I retweeted some Tearlaman fan art. Didn't I retweet like a Tearlaman Instant Fusion fan art or something recently? Wait, no, I guess I didn't. Speaking of, I haven't crafted Instant Fusion because it's a UR, but I'll get to that. Bert can juggle Puffsty with the frame perfect time. Oh yeah, it's Bert specifically. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Bert specifically. Okay, let me just close clicker. Tearlaman strongest, hell yeah. And now that we got Instant Fusion unbanned, Tearlaman is so back. I need to craft Instant Fusion in Master Duel at some point though, but right now my UR is a little bit... It's a little bit low, so I'm not really sure if I want to commit on it yet. For sure, craft Instant Fusion ASAP. I probably should, but yeah. Tearlaman's aka the archetype that killed Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know, man. People have, like, very fond memories of Tearlaman format. I mean, that being said, it's like, it is a bit weird because it does, like... From what I understand, Tearlaman's killed basically like literally every single other deck that is not Tearlament. But people say that like, yeah, people seems to recall like Tearlament mirrors to be like very fun format. But it does kind of suck that it like basically just kills like literally every other deck. Tier 0 was peak, yeah. Alright, I've been yapping long enough. It's been 45 minutes of me talking about Deltarune and Yu-Gi-Oh! And finally, here's what you're all been waiting for. Version 15.5 update. Hell yeah. But before that, Deltarune, am I right? No, okay, fine. Alright, 15.5 update. This is, once again, a update that is currently still only in JP. It is not yet out in EN. Usually EN will take around 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks until we actually get it. Which might be soon, might be in like a week or so, I don't know. But we're definitely gonna get it soon. There are a pretty big amount of changes here and there in this update, aside from just units. We got the Pac-Man collab, we got Super Cat's True Form, a couple of True Form, a new Ultra Form, some very interesting talents, an Ultra Talent, some new collab stuff, and then there's just some very weird minor stuff that is changed here and there regarding some stages that I want to get into as well. You look so cursed, never stretch again. I will do that more. Also, let me get a drink real quick. Okay, so version 15.5, let me just go through, I guess, like the interesting stuff real quick. So yeah, we got Pac-Man collab. This Pac-Man unit is not from a gacha. This Pac-Man unit is from this is from purchasable a purchasable thing. What's the word? It's a purchasable unit. Like, you don't get this from getting the gacha. You have to get this from buying. You have to use real money. And then we got 2 units from a event gacha. 2 units that I can't talk about. It's pay to win, something like that. I wouldn't say win, but you know, it's pay to get. And then we got Super Cat's True Form. We got Kana's True Form. Not Kana, sorry. Fucking what's her name? Tomoe. Sorry. Did I say Kana before? But yeah, we got Tomoe's True Form. A secret shirt True Form that I can't talk about. We got Terme's Ultra Form, and then we got talents for Young Mola, as well as Anubis. Not Anubis. I'm mixing up names today for some reason. Hanzo. We got talents for Hanzo, and then we got Ultra talents for Reika. And then we don't really got any new common enemies. All of the new enemies that we got are just collab enemies so far. Other than that, there are a couple of weird changes to the stage that I may be able to talk about this like real quick before I get into the units and stuff. For one, we got 2 crowns for some ZLs, that's whatever. And this one is the summer, we got 2 star for summer. But then there's also some weird shenanigans regarding the legend stages where you get the legend units. So specifically, Saint Red Fox, Learn to Love, Multiversal Studio, and Eldritch Forces. The stages where you got Lil Nyandam, Mina, Musashi, and Mechabun. They used to have a 1% chance of like XP here, 1% chance of XP, 1% chance of Rich Cat, 1% chance of XP. It's just gone for some reason. I don't know why that's the case, but they just removed it. Why? I don't know. I don't know why it's the case, but it's just, they just removed it. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's something to do with like how Treasure Radar works with this or something. Maybe they don't. Maybe they realize that like some people are trying to radar the stages and it doesn't work or something like that because the drops are supposed to be the units. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't understand. It's not that they ruined the chance to get the unit. Yeah, that's the weird thing, right? Like, the 1% should be an entirely different chance to... an entirely different chance from getting the unit, so I don't know why. It might be something to do with, like, how radar works on that. I don't know. And then there's also like just some XP changes to like some of the summer stages for some reason. And then there's one stage in ZL where the timing is a little bit different now, where the metal one horn used to appear at 400 frames, and now it appears at 200 frames, and that's it. And it's like, what? Like, what are we doing here? There are a couple of the Mola stages are also rebalanced. I think this is fine. Like, you know, they lower some of the energy cost for collapse stages to just make it more accessible for newer players, I assume, which is fine. And then there's also this thing where the towers, both Heavenly and Golden Tower, but specifically not Infernal, have like treasure radar refund drops removed. And it's like, what? Why? Like, I don't understand why that's the case. Treasure radar refunds are basically where if you try to radar a stage that doesn't have a drop, they will generally have like, they have this like 0% chance to drop radar, so that if you use radar on a stage that doesn't have a drop, it'll refund you the radar back. But now it's removed for some reason. So, why? I don't fucking know why that's the case, but they just removed it? Like, okay, that's weird. That's so weird. And it's specifically only Heavenly and Golden Tower too. Like, I don't know why. But not Infernal? It doesn't seem like it. Like, I don't see any change for Infernal. Like, I don't know, man. I don't understand. And here's another thing. Technically, I can't talk about this because the banner isn't out. But, like, fuck it. Whatever. You see this? This says that the Summer Gacha, right? The Summer Gacha added Midsummer Rabbit, but removed Copper Mine. Why? Copper Mine is just not in the gacha anymore. And you might be saying, well, you know, there's two summer banners, right? Like, there's one summer banner that is like, let me just check here. So there's two summer banners, right? There's Gulls of Summer Sunshine, and then there's Gulls of Summer Blue Ocean. So maybe they removed Copper Mine so that it's on the other gacha. But she's not even in the other gacha. Like, she just gets removed. She used to be in this one, Gulls of Summer Sunshine, and now she just gets kicked out of this gacha, and she's not added in any of the other gacha. So she's just straight up not obtainable from either gacha right now. She's homeless right now, yeah. Like, it's really funny because if you look at the wiki entry, read up here. Seabreeze Copper Mine is an uber rare cat that can be unlocked by playing the rare capsule during the Dynasty Fest gacha event. This is currently the only way to get Copper Mine is on Dynasty Fest. It's so funny. And yet Rabbit is in both? Yes, Rabbit is currently in both Gals of Summer Sunshine and Blue Ocean. Her greed sickens me. It's insane. That being said, I think I think the Blue Ocean just isn't online in JP right now. Like, I'm not sure. Is this just not on JP right now or something? Like, maybe they will add this later. I don't know, man. Because I don't think the summer banner is up yet. So maybe they will add this later, but like, why? Like, why is Copper Mine removed and not added on the other one? Like, what are we talking about here? Ponos plans to, but just forgot to add to the other banner. It's probable for sure. Like, they already updated the art of the Gulls of Summer Sunshine to include Midsummer Rabbit and removed Copper Mine, but they didn't do anything with the Blue Ocean one, so I don't know. Gulls of Summer is currently not in JP. Yeah. Like, it's definitely possible that they will add this later, but like, why add this at all? Like, at that point, like, why just remove Coppermine? She's just homeless right now. She got exiled for no reason, yeah. I'm sure they'll probably add this later, because I think it would be kind of ridiculous for Coppermine to just not be here at all, but I don't know. I think it's also entirely possible that... I think it's also entirely possible that they want to add a new Summer Gals, but don't want to spoil it for the data miners. I think realistically this is what's the case. I think realistically the case is that they want to add as much things as possible to the banners and to the update just to make sure that things are working. And so they updated the Gals of Summer Sunshine where they added Midsummer Rabbit. And then they plan to maybe add a new... they maybe plan to add a new Gal on the Gals of Summer Blue Ocean, but they don't want data miners to spoil it. So they're keeping the Blue Ocean to be unchanged for now, and then maybe only when the summer update rolls around is when they actually like drop the full change on Blue Ocean, where they add Coppermine as well as the new unit. Or maybe it's a new true form, I don't know. I think realistically that's probably what's happening. Or it could be nothing, you know? Like, who knows? Which could mean nothing. This is actually a plan for Coppermine's true form. I think it's entirely possible. Because I think it makes no sense for Midsummer Rabbit to be moved into Gals of Summer Sunshine, and then what? Like, Coppermine's just moved to Blue Ocean, and then that's it? Like, they're just swapping places and that's it? It feels like it doesn't make sense for them to just swap places and that's all of the changes. Like, I feel like they're gonna add something new to the Blue Ocean banner, whether it's a new unit or a new true form. It could be like Choppy Calissa's true form or something like that. Like, she's been around for a very long time. I'm kind of surprised that Choppy Calissa doesn't even have a true form yet. Like, she's like the OG summer unit, you know? But who knows, maybe it is a Choppy Calissa true form. Invest in Choppy Calissa true form stocks right now, trust me. Summer Kai? God, I hope it's not Summer Kai. Summer Kai's already good as is, and Kai already have Frosty Kai. Like, she already have Frosty Kai true form, she doesn't need another true form in another seasonal banner, dude. I hope it's Calissa, if anything. Deep Diver Kana true form is still lost. I mean, Kana's relatively new. Well, not really, but like, she's newer compared to the rest of the gals. Like, the OG Summer Gal is Choppy Calissa and Ku and Kai. But I think Kai has already enough true form. Summer Ku true form would be neat, but I feel like Choppy Calissa is more memorable. Like, Choppy Calissa used to be the OG powerful unit. Like, Choppy Calissa genuinely used to be like a meta unit back in the day. Just being a rusher, like, anti-red was, like, really good. So I feel like it would be a little, it would be nice to just give her a true form soon, you know? Does Calissa not have any seasonal true form? What other seasonal does Calissa have, aside from Choppy Calissa? Isn't it just this? Does she have any other variant? Oh, she have Easter, right. Yeah, no. She doesn't have Easter true form. Yeah. But yeah, I think it would be nice if that was the case. Like, maybe they're adding a true form or a new gal, who knows. Maybe it's another Nekwaluga waifu, who the hell knows. Maybe it's finally time, like, I don't know, like Marin Mizu Summer Gal or whatever. That would be... Actually, no, I don't want that. I think the freaks would like go crazy about that. But yeah, I would love if it's like Tropicalissa's true form though. Summer Jizzo, that would also be really cool. Or who knows, maybe it's like Summer Vigler. Some people would go crazy about that too. Summer Style. Summer Style, Summer Vigler. Iron Legion Summer? I don't fucking know how the hell would you do that. Summer Ganglion? Summer Raiden? Hell yeah. Summer Warlock and Pierre? How the fuck would that work? This is gonna make like a sand abomination as like the big monster. Summer Kai Hime? Dude, that would actually go crazy. That would actually be really dope. Or like Summer Zeus. Summer Last Boss. It's entirely possible that we have like, you know, we had Valentine's Balrog. It's definitely possible to get something like Summer Last Boss or some shit like that. Summer Legend where it's Mighty Crystal Moo as a giant sandcastle? Dude, that's actually so fucking funny. That's actually amazing. That would be so fucking funny if that's the case. But yeah, I think that's overall the interesting stuff. Like, oh, also one more thing. They made it so that Gross and Ninja Cat are now unlocked one stage earlier in EOC. So I think the order is like Cambodia, Philippines, Japan. And now you unlock Gross and Ninja on Cambodia instead of Philippines, which is pretty funny. I think they want you to have a little bit... they want you to have like one more stage before... one more stage to get used with Gross Cat before using them in Japan. Because like I think it's pretty clear that the answer to beat Japan is using Gross or Ninja. So I think they make like one stage gap before Japan to make sure that you can actually use or maybe even upgrade Gross Cat. I think that's pretty funny. Also, there's new cat combo. The Pac-Man itself have a resist cat combo. Axel and Biker have a slow effect up, which is okay, I guess. But I think that's about it for like the non-unit stuff, right? Let me just make sure again, actually. Let me check my other notes. Let me check my other notes if there's any weird shenanigans. I think that's about it. Yeah, there are like some weird changes with like Arena of Destiny, but like I don't really care too much about that. Is Pac-Man the best buyable unit? It might be. Okay, let's talk about Pac-Man. So, Pac-Man collab. We got Pac-Man collab. There's no actual gachas here. I believe this gacha is an event gacha that you don't roll cat food on. Yeah, this is an event gacha, not like a gacha that you roll cat food on. So, you know, when you do events, you get like you get this dot thing that you can roll. It's like the pellets from Pac-Man that you eat, and then you roll using the pellets to get these two units. We'll get into these two in a sec. First, let's talk about the buyable unit, the Pac-Man himself, Pac-Man and Pac-Man Cat. This is a very weirdly interesting unit. This is a tanker slash meat shield unit. It's a 10 second resist unit with 40k base HP. It resists reds and zombies, and honestly, this is kind of neat. The movement speed is pretty good. The attack range being 100 is actually really nice. You can like cheese some stuff with this, with how low the range is. Lower range on the tanker is always good. Having as low of a range as possible on the tanker is always good, I think. The speed is very nice. And what's also really good is that the attack frequency is very fast. He attacks kind of like Hurricane kind of thing. Look at this animation. So this is the walking animation. So this is the attacking animation. So this is the walking animation. So this is the attacking animation. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Wow, what an amazing animation. This is the evolved form. This is the walking animation. And this is the attacking animation. Wow, that's so cool. Wow, they really put a lot of effort into that. But yeah, on one hand, you might say that this health isn't actually that crazy. For an 11-second unit, 40k HP isn't that amazingly high, but this is a paid unit, and paid units have really weird scaling when you level them up. At level... Wait, no, this does have weird scaling, doesn't it? Actually, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Wait, is this really the HP? I thought it's higher. Wait, is the HP not? Huh. Oh, this one doesn't? Oh, I actually did not know that. I fully came in here expecting that this stats is gonna be inflated. But I guess that makes sense. Like, I think this health is already pretty decently high. If it has like the Gacha Cat scaling, if it has the paid unit scaling, this would be like absurdly high, I think. That's really weird. Why didn't Pac-Man Cat get the scaling? It has a resist combo? Yeah, but still. Okay, I guess in that case, this isn't as good as I thought then. Like, I think it's still nice, like... A 40k HP is still relatively bulky. It's not super bulky, but it's still nice. Especially just being like a unit that you can get in early game. But like... And especially being like a two-type tanker. But this is kind of like comparable to like first form Sushi Cat, I think, right? Oh, well, no, I guess like evolved form Sushi. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like Evolved Form Sushi a little bit. Like, slightly stronger than Evolved Form Sushi, where Evolved Form Sushi have 32. This one have 40k, but relatively similar cooldown. Sushi have like 10 seconds cooldown, Pac-Man have 11 seconds. But Sushi is only versus red, Pac-Man is for 2 types. And having really high speed is also very helpful. But it's not super crazy good. It's still definitely amazing. I think it's still really nice to just have a 2-type tanker, especially one with like really solid speed and really good attack frequency. I think really good attack frequency is very useful for a tanker because a tanker wants to be like going in front as quickly as possible. So I think this is nice. Not the craziest unit ever, but I think this is definitely amongst one of the better paid units for sure. Maybe it is like one of the best paid unit right now, yeah. Also take the extra HP from the resist combo into consideration. That is true, I guess. But it's still like, you know, just against those traits. It's still nice though. He's Manic Sushi, something like that, I guess you can say that. Like, Sushi have 16 speed, right? And Pac-Man have 28 speed. And Pac-Man, like, attacks, like, very quickly. So, like, anytime Pac-Man is able to move forward, he will move forward. I prefer that paid units are usable at max, otherwise it'll be problematic to have a broken paid unit. Probably. probably. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I think this is fine for a paid unit. It's not like crazy good or whatever. Like, if you're just against a pure red stage, you're probably still gonna use Row. If you're in a pure zombie stage, you're probably gonna use Shigong. So, Pac-Man, I think, is just kind of like in this weird in-between. He's green and in-between. Sorry, he's yellow. But he's kind of in this like weird in-between where he's kind of just alright in either situation. And maybe if you have like a both red and zombie stage at the same time, then maybe you can use him. Because like he does also cost very similarly to Sushi, right? So, yeah. Like, I think this unit's fine. This unit's fine. And also just having a one slot combo is like neat, you know. Red Cyclone is cooked, dude. Red Cyclone is still gonna kill this guy in one shot. Paid units are usually really bad. Yeah. Yeah. Like, there are some funny applications to certain paid units, but for the most parts, yeah, they're not great. I wouldn't say really bad, but they're not, like, the most exciting units for sure. His scaling is also better than Row on lower levels to a certain point. I mean, like, you can use this in early game for sure better than Sushi without needing to like true form Row and stuff. But yeah, it's like, it's not the craziest thing ever. But yeah, that's Pac-Man, and now we move on to the two gacha units, the two event gacha units, Blinky Cat. And wait, no, this is the wrong one. Blinky Cat and Inky Cat. This is, of course, based off the Pac-Man Ghost Blinky and Inky. Dude, it's so fucking funny. Like, these guys are so fucking funny. Design, like, just visually design-wise, like, they're just the... Like, look at them. They're just the fucking eyes emoji. Their face looks like they just saw a gif with a skeleton running past them. Like, what was that? I need to add that edit in post on the like on the video for this one. Just like a skeleton running. It's like, whoa, what was that? Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Oh my god, what was that? I don't know if you guys see that. That was crazy. I didn't know these ghosts have a name. Yeah, they're... fuck, I don't remember their names either. I know they're Inky, Blinky, I think like Pinky, and then one of them I think have like a really normal name or something like that. Pac-Man Ghost name. I think like 3 of them ends with Inky, and then the other one is just like a... Yeah, the other one is just Clyde. Yeah, it's Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. Like the last one is just Clyde. It's so funny. The orange one is Clyde. Yeah, this is... red one is Blinky. Pink is of course Pinky. Blue one is Inky, and then the orange one is Clyde. This is just like, not like orangey or anything like that. Like, no, it's just good old Clyde, you know? Clyde is Pac-Man. It's Sue in Miss Pac-Man. What? It's different? Are all of the ghosts in Miss Pac-Man different? Let's all be Inkies and not tell Clyde, yeah. So they include Blinky and Inky, but not Pinky and Clyde. I think the enemies have... Yeah, the enemies have Clyde and Pinky as well. Like, we have a Pinky Bear and Clyde Gory. I mean, they also have Blinky and Inky enemies, but yeah. They're probably saving... Pinky and Clyde for like another collab for another unit, probably. We're probably gonna get like Pinky Axe and Clyde Gross Cat or some shit like that. Clyde is a stupid one, so it makes sense. Wow, don't say that. But yeah, so Blinky Cat and Inky Cat. I think this is the explosion one, right? Yeah. Wait, I actually don't remember what Blinky Cat does. I know what Inky Cat does, because I know a lot of people talk about Inky Cat, but I don't remember what Blinky Cat does. A cat with trained muscles in awe of Blinky's speed. His arms feel faster than before when swung. Occasionally nullifies aliens' attacks. Okay, dodge alien. I think in the Pac-Man game, like, Blinky is the most aggressive one, from what I remember. Like, the AI of the Blinky in Pac-Man is, like, the one that's, like, going to chase you down the hardest, I think. But yeah, this is Blinky Cat. Basic health, basic damage, basic attack, basic range, basic movement speed, basic knockback, 2 seconds cooldown, and 10% chance to dodge alien. Yep, it's just a basic cat with 10% chance to dodge alien with a slightly more expensive cost. That's about it. It's okay. It's like if you're in Cats of the Cosmos or whatever, and if you want to just have a cheap anti-alien meat shield, and you can use this, I guess. That's about it. It's about as much as you expect. You can't even see the mouth, like... like, this guy's just, like, slightly nodding every time it attacks. Yup. It's neat! Like, if you're in a pure alien stage, this is a decent alternative. That's it. But this one is the bigger deal, though. Inky Cat. No translation, unfortunately. Inky Cat is a tank cat variant with 225 cost. What could possibly make him worth 225? It is explosion immune. That is pretty good. And yes, the recharge time is only 2 seconds. The health is also not terrible. It's not amazing. It's only 10k. Usually erasers are around like 16k-ish. So this is definitely like on the lower end, but it's also not terribly low that like any little hit would kill them either. It still have only like 1 knockback count with 10k health. It's still able to tank certain weak hits, which is like good enough, especially for an explosion immune unit. This is like, it's pretty damn good. For sure you can use this on, most obvious one would be like Bahamut stage. But you can also use this on like several other explosion stage for sure. I think there are a lot of like explosion stages in late game that this might not really matter too much on, because a lot of like late game stages will have like certain enemies that will cover up the explosion enemy. But there are a couple of like explosion stages in late game where they don't put well, I wouldn't say they don't put too much resistance, but something that like is a spammable explosion immune meat shield would help a lot on. At the top of my head, I would think about, I think, Leproot's first stage that he appears on. I think both Leproot stage and the first chapter that he appears on doesn't have like an insane amount of peons, so I think having a spammable explosion immune unit would be like really good in just stalling. As long as you have the money for it. But even then, it's like, it's not crazy expensive. This is like what like Flying Ninjas cost. It is like, you do have to spend a little more clams for this, but on certain situations, for sure, this is worth it. He ain't stopping Poltrio? Probably not. Probably not. I think the biggest problem would just be the cost, really. Like 225 isn't insanely high, but it definitely stacks up if the stage goes on for long enough. Pretty funny that the first explosion immune meat shield is a collab unit. I'm not too surprised at this point, because we also have like our only anti-dark meat shields. Well, no, I wouldn't say our only anti-dark meat shields, but our only specifically anti-dark meat shield specialist is like 2 collab units. Like, yes, you can count Jetpack, but like genuinely, I really don't like using Jetpack. Jetpack is annoying to use because Jetpack have so much range, and I just don't like I don't like using jetpack. Like, I hate using jetpack because the range on jetpack is so bad. I hate the fact that jetpack have so much range. So it doesn't feel like a normal meat shield for me to use jetpack against darks. Meanwhile, the only like 2 actual normal anti-dark meat shields that we have are locked behind collapse. One of the collapse aren't even around anymore. No, like both of the collapse aren't even around anymore. You know. What about gas mask? Gas mask isn't good. Gas mask kinda sucks. Gas mask also have high range. Same thing with jetpack. Even worse, gas mask has like 250 range or something, I think, right? Like gas mask range is way too high. Like jetpack's range is already way too high, and gas mask is even worse. Bomber is my dark meat shield. Ah, sure. Versus Punch still exist? Oh yeah, I guess. Wait, is. Oh yeah, I guess Punch still exist. But Nono is dead, unfortunately. Yeah. Mercstoria shot dead in the Dark Valley. I think I've talked about this before, but I am kind of interested to see if I can explore like the Mercstoria side of the BC collab, because the Mercstoria side have like story and stuff. So I think it would be kind of cool to just like read through. Actually, let me write this down on my notes. Actually, on like video ideas. Let me just write this down real quick on my book of video ideas. Video ideas. Mercstoria side BC collab. There we go. Before I forget, because I feel like I've talked about this before, but I never remember about doing it. Idea in the content barrel. I mean, I do have a lot of ideas in the content barrel, but like I think a lot of them aren't really that interesting. Like out of all of the interesting topics that I could be talking about, like let's be real, which one would get more views? A, me talking about a certain specific niche mechanic that probably only appears on like a couple of stages, or B, me talking about Dark Lunos. like let's be real here. Let's be real here. Which one would get more views, you know? And the worst part is, like, I don't even have that much to talk about Dark Lunos. I think I've already talked about Dark Lunos a couple of times here and there, and I'm just not interested in Dark Lunos. You talking about Skull Servant would get more views? I wouldn't say that. Like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. People would rather see me just like staring at the Battle Cat's like loading screen for 10 hours than see me playing Yu-Gi-Oh, you know? Make a whole video on Jongsha Cat? I have a shorts for you, buddy. Now that you mention it, are you talking about Dark Lunos today? No. I've already talked about Dark Lunos a couple of times, really, and like the gist of it is just that I don't find it interesting. Like, strength-wise, obviously he's really, really good, but I just don't find him interesting enough to talk about, really. Like he's amazing in power, but like I think everyone knows that, you know. It's like what would I talk about Dark Lunos that people don't already normally talk about? Like, he's a busted unit, he wins you games. Okay. Like like, yeah, everybody knows that. at least I have like a relatively more unique take when it comes to light Lunos. But Dark Lunos, I think like it's kind of just the same boring ass like brute force win everything unit. That is just like what do I want to talk about when it comes to Dark Lunos that I would have like an interesting take on? Like I would just talk about like he's strong, he wins you games. Oh, okay, cool. Like, there's just not any interesting discussion when it comes to Dark Lunos. It's a busted unit that wins you game. That's it. Like what am I supposed to talk about? He's the first actually usable bounty Uber? Wrong. There's actually Warlock and Pierre's second form. Also, Can, what are you talking about? Oh, wait, no. Uber. Ponos is just a coward to not add double bounty on a lot of units, to be fair. But yeah, I just don't think there's really anything interesting to talk about Dark Lunos. But, like, let's be real. I could just be, like, reading off the stats of Dark Lunos for a video and people would eat that shit for views, right? Like, I could just be reading off the stats of Dark Lunos and then being like, yep, he's good in these stages. This is what he does. Yup. 5 billion views. Do it as a short. No, I'd rather make it a whole video. Because shorts doesn't give me money. like let's be real. Me talking about Dark Lunos would make me bank, right? Like that'll make me bank. Why would I make that a short that'll only give me like a couple of like $5 when I could be making it a whole video and rake in like hundreds, you know? Is he more broken than standard Lunos though? See, so here's the thing. I hate talking about tiering Ubers. I hate talking about which Uber is stronger. I hate talking about tier list. I fucking hate tier list in Battlecats. I think I've mentioned this multiple times, but I hate Battlecats tier list. I think, in general, Battlecats units are just super nuanced, especially with the thousands of stages in Battlecats, that, like, I hate comparing units. That it's just really, I'm just so not interested in talking about, like, well, technically this unit is like more usable in like one more stage than the other unit. It's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. It's so uninteresting to talk about tier listing. I hate talking about tier list. So I'm like the last person you should talk about when it comes to like, is this unit better than that unit? Like, I fucking hate tier list. So are you saying that you hate X-Skull? I mean, I don't hate the guy. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do for money, you know? But I do, like, really dislike tier list in general. I think it's so pointless. I get that, like, to a certain degree, a tier list can help certain players on, like, understanding which units to focus on and which units are more commonly used or commonly, you know? If there's like a very clear power gap between certain units, like obviously units like Can is way better than Thief Cat, you know? But it's like when it comes to like very, like when it comes to especially comparing to like a clearly strong unit versus a clearly strong unit, which one is better? And it's like, dude, like it's so much more nuanced than that. Obviously Slime would be better than like Aladdin, but like when it comes to something like Slime versus Can, it's just like, dude, it's such a different... It's such a pointless discussion at that point. Doesn't Xcall base his tier list on generalist usage? Doesn't Xcall base his tier list on, like, potential? Like, that's what I remember, because I remember that's why he put Last Boss, like, super, super high on his tier list every single time. It's because Last Boss is literally the potential man. Like Balrog versus Lasphus Common, these guys are like completely different units. I think it's fine to kind of compare different units, but when they're both just like obviously strong, it feels like there's just no point in tiering which one is better than the other. I think it's just much more productive to explain which one have a better, which one would you use generally, which one would you maybe use in specific certain situation. Which one is more of a generalist, which one is more of a specialist, which one is, like, basically worthless, you know? Like, I think that would be more productive, because a new player can see that and being like, oh, I don't need to focus on these units, or, oh, I don't need to focus too much on these units, but I need to keep these in mind, and, oh, these units are the type of units that everybody uses. But when it comes to, like, comparing Can and Slime, it's just like, who benefits from this? Like, no player would benefit from this. I think tiers are just too lacking in information. I think tiers are just useless. Like, you can definitely make a tier list with very solid methodology, a very objective methodology, and make it, like, actually accurate. But, like, at that point, like, what are you making it for? For fun, for sure, that's fine. But it's just, like, I would rather make something that is more productive. And on top of that, I think tier list discussion is just so incredibly toxic. Like, maybe not every time, but I know there are a couple of specific community members that are so incredibly toxic when it comes to tier list. I have personally seen certain specific members of the community that gets, like, incredibly heated, and it gets, like, incredibly personal and, like, insulting, and, like, being, like, very insulting in a personal level to other people just because they think their favorite Uber should be on top. Like, it's just so annoying to see that. Tier lists are useless. We all know Kachi Kachi is the best. True. Going to the hardcore part can get toxic, yeah. It's just like, I just don't like doing tier list discussion. I think it's fine if you want to do it for fun, you know? It's like, there is definitely some kind of fun value in it. Fun value, like Undertale fun value, huh? But yeah, there's definitely, like, a fun value in it. Like, I'm not gonna be like, if you do tier list, I'm gonna be like, tier list, ew, I hate you, or whatever. But it's just like, I just have... I just don't really find it that productive. For sure, it's fine to a certain degree of being just for entertainment, you know? But some people just get way too heated into it, you know? It's just like, I don't think people should take tier lists too seriously. Have you ever looked yourself up? I have. I actually do that sometimes. So what would you do instead of a tier list? Explaining the units, like what I did to the like what I did with the common gacha rare and super rare. That's the kind of stuff that I like. Explaining the unit one by one. This unit is good in here. This unit is good in there. This unit is specifically more used only in here. This unit is generally used in, like, this sort of situation. This unit might be usable here and there. This unit isn't actually that good here and there. This unit is potentially seemingly good like this, but not actually, and stuff like that. Those are the kind of stuff that I like. Like you can explain what the rares and super rares do without needing to compare it with one another, you know? That's why I didn't, like, rate my rares and super rares or whatever like that. I don't give them, like, ratings or, like, putting them in a tier list or whatever. I don't like that. Moreover, that some units are not really comparable. Yeah. It kind of goes nowhere, yeah, for sure. It's just like, I just don't think it's productive for anybody. But yeah, I think it's fine for, like, for fun. Just like a vibe space tier list for fun. But, like, when you get, like, really serious about it, it's just like, dude, like, chill out. I looked up Lucas Golden Crab Kite and nothing appeared. What the fuck are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. But yeah. Wow, I am so... How long have I been talking about tier list? What the what the hell? Should I make, like, my tier list rant to be an entirely different video? I could make a short video about it or something. Or just a shorts, actually. I could make a shorts about me ranting about tier list. But I don't know, maybe just the shorts wouldn't be as worth. Also, Kotka Ketsukane? I don't know how the fuck do I read your username, but thank you for the sub. Thank you. That would be funny. I don't know. Well, I'll have to look back at the footage and determine what would be best. Just call me Kotkia. I don't know how to spell that. Is the thing. Kotkia? Kotika? I don't know. Lucas tier list, rant tier list. True. I have actually several times thought about, like, making a tier list of Battle Cat's tier list. Like, which Battle Cat's tier list is the best kind of tier list, you know? April Fool's idea, ranking every tier list rant I've ever heard. I mean, that's kind of like the idea of last year's April Fool's, right? The one with the totally accurate battle simulator one. Like, that was technically kind of like a ranking tier list video. Pulsar, thank you for the membership again. Thank you. Battle Slug collab tier list with huge Hermit and SSS tier. I mean, it could be funny to just have, like, a vibe-based Uber tier list or something like that, you know? But yeah, what was the last thing I talked about? Oh my god, it's been so long. I've been blanking out for like 30 minutes. What was the last thing we talked about? It was Inky, right? How the hell did we go from Inky to tier list? What the hell happened? Anyways, that's the Pac-Man stuff. We also got some Pac-Man enemies. This once again are like they all have the did you see that eyes? This one is pretty funny. This one have a level 6 mini wave and a 50% chance to slow for 1 second. So it's slightly less damaging when it comes to the wave, but it have the slow, which is a little bit more annoying. But yeah, this one have the... Oh, did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Pinky Teacher Bear, did you guys see that? Clyde Gordy, did you guys see that? Inkido, did you guys see that? Dies to Hitman? Okay, well, to be fair, Hitman is like absurdly powerful. But yeah, all of these are traitless. Pinky Teacher Bear also have chance to knock back and slow. I think this is kind of similar to the Demon Slayer bear, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. Hey, have you guys seen their globalizing price? Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. I wanted to make a community post about that, but then I forgot. But yeah. The for memberships, for YouTube membership specifically, the price for YouTube membership is different now. I think it's the same if you're in like America, but on like very specific countries, they like changed the price to all be automatically higher, I think. So like I think some of the lower tier memberships pricing on like certain countries are like higher now, I think. I don't fully understand how it works, but yeah, if you have the membership and you're not if you have a membership and maybe you're not in like America or something, then you can like check the pricing, because I think it's like slightly different. The Cory Blinky is red? Oh wait, is he? Oh yeah, it is. That's actually really funny. That's actually really funny. Where are you, red? It's red for an amazing reason, apparently. That's actually really funny that this clearly traitless guy with a red mask is a red enemy. Nice to courier then, yeah. There's also this. Well, I mean, this is also a base, but it's just a cherry base. It's pretty funny. There's also the Pac-Man enemy. Of course, it behaves kind of like Pac-Man. I think that's all for the Pac-Man stuff. Again, there are no cat food gacha for Pac-Man. There's only the event gacha. So it's not a super big collab, but like it's like Pac-Man. I think it's a pretty big deal by itself. Matt Shea just posted a ranking video right after I talked about tier lists. That's crazy. But yeah, so what do I want to talk about first here? Do I want to talk about the star of the show? Let's just talk about him right now. All right, Super Cat, Mighty Cat, finally gets the true form. Good lord, this has been like an ungodly long amount of time, but we finally got their true form. It's insane. It's also pretty funny that they went back to being small. Like, this is first form, Mighty Cat. Second form gets bigger. True form becomes smaller again. Goes back to the original size. But yeah, Mighty Cat, Super Cat. I don't know what the true form name is actually. What is the true form name? What is this translated into? It's just... oh, it's just Iron Cat, apparently. Iron Nyan. Iron Cat. I think this is a reference to the... I think someone mentioned that this is a reference to the Apple Arcade game. Go Mighty Cat, I think. Let's Go Mighty Cat. Yeah, I think it's a reference to this game. I think like this Mighty Cat have a form that is an Iron Cat or some sort like that. Like there's an upgrade that lets you turn into iron. I don't know if there is a picture of it. Maybe it's somewhere in the gallery. Maybe it could be somewhere in the gallery. Nope. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a reference to this game. Like this game have a Mighty Cat variant that is like an iron based kind of thing. But yeah, it is of course not a metal unit. It's still just good old Super Cat. I assure you, it's not a reference to that. Is it? Is it not? I think maybe it's just a reference to like the blocks of Mighty Cat. Isn't it just an Iron Man joke? I feel like if it's an Iron Man joke, it wouldn't be. I don't know. I feel like it's more of a Man of Steel joke, if anything. I don't know. I can't really find that much information about Let's Go Mighty Cat, unfortunately. But yeah, the main difference that Super Cat got, so stat-wise, it's very similar. Health is the same, attack is the same, attack frequency is the same, attack animation is the same, attack range is the same. Movement goes from 60 to 80. This outspeeds Yukimura, by the way. I saw a video earlier of Yukimura racing the Iron Cat, and like Yukimura just gets outsped. It's really funny. Getting more compact means you get a higher movement speed, apparently. But yeah, movement speed is now 80, which is very, very high. Recharge time is the same, knockback is the same. The main difference now is that he gets resist. He doesn't get any new target traits, but now he has resist. So now he have effectively like, well, Traitless doesn't have a root from Future or Cosmos, so this would be times 4 effective health. So at level 30, the effective health would be like 120k. It's pretty nice. Of course, you do get knocked back a lot, but like you still would be able to like tank a lot more hits from Traitless. I think Mighty Cat has always been able to survive many Traitless enemies because of the weaken. Because of the weaken and the knockback count, meaning that it doesn't get hit as much. So now with the resist, he would be able to stay in the field for way longer. I think this true form is pretty good. He can weaken Aros now. Yeah, for sure. He can weaken Aros, he can weaken some enemies that might be a little bit more annoying to weaken. Enemies that, some Traitless enemies that maybe attack like fast, well, like Aros, is now much more possible to get weakened. And once it gets weakened, it can survive in the field for much, much longer. Of course, it also helps with the wave block, just to stay in the field to wave block for a longer amount of time. Speed up also means that it can block wave, like it can do like an emergency wave block much faster. It also would be able to just survive stuff like Boar Jr. faster and stuff like that as well. So it can just like stay in the field against Boar Jr. and stuff fast for a longer amount of time. It's also now immune to Curse and Surge. I think the immune to Curse isn't that crazy. I think the only reason why it's immune to Curse is because of Uriel. Because, you know, the Heavenly Tower Uriel already does Curse. So I think this is the only reason on why it gets Curse immunity. It doesn't even get anti-relic, so... But the Surge immune, I think it's nice because certain times when you're against a stage where you want to use Mighty Cat, but there's like some sort of Surge enemy, the Surge would just block off Mighty Cat over and over. So having Surge immunity, I think, is just neat. I don't think it's super crazy, I think it's just neat. I think this is a very, very good true form. Not very, very good in terms of, as in, like, it's super busted broken. I think it's very, very good in terms that it's just, like, very well balanced. I think this is an extremely well balanced cat. I think Ponos did a really great job balancing this unit. Just slapping it resist, I think is really good. Which is really funny because I think I've talked about this before at some point. Maybe just like on a quick note, but I've mentioned this before on Twin Stars as well. I forgot what we were talking about, but we were talking about like a potential Twin Star talents and stuff like that, and I mentioned that like probably like the easiest way to fix Twin Star was to just give Twin Star resist. And honestly, I think this is the exact thing that you can do to like a lot of unit. I think a lot of unit would just get fixed if you just slap resistance on them. Just slap them resistance or like more health, and I think that would fix so much units in the game. This is from like a really old video, I remember. Yeah, it's gotta be super old by this point, but like I remember talking about Twin Stars and being like, if we just give Twin Star resist, I think that'll fix Twin Star. And I think this is the same for a lot of units. I think if you give a lot of unit resist, it would fix a lot of them. Did you just say potential? Shut up. Also, yeah, actually, I haven't talked about Puff's Lee stage. So, I think this is it. Yeah. Buru Impacto. River Pick Planetus Super Extreme. And Pufferfish Constellation Meteor Shower Super Extreme. So yeah, this is the Puffly's Rat and Revenge. Puffly's Rat is only under 2k. Like, this is a very, very lame restriction. This basically changes nothing for no Ubers except for like, I guess you can't bring Baja Blast. That's it. Like, it's not the craziest restriction. It's a very lame restriction. It just doesn't really change much, really. Like, you're still gonna just use like Rover Cat and like you're just gonna use Rover and Royal Guard. Really, that's about it. But you know what's really funny about this is that I saw a certain JP player. I'm not gonna call them out. I don't wanna specifically call them out, like which person this is. But I saw this image on Twitter, and this was like a JP player that was like, "Wow, this stage is kind of hard, huh?" Like, okay, just look at the screenshot, dude. Like, what are you talking about? What is this, dude? The longer you look at the screenshot, the worse it gets. Like, you get Cadaver Bear. Okay, that's crazy. You get Jetpack instead of Rover. You get Egg Pot for some reason. You get Thief Cat. Why? And then you get 3 money up combos. Well, you already have a Rich Cat power up on. What the hell is this? What is this, dude? This is the most insane thing ever. But also, it makes me realize that, like, holy shit, like, some people really are so reliant on Ubers that once you take out the Ubers, they just cannot function, dude. Like, what is this, dude? What the hell? It's so insane. It's so insane. Did they win? I wonder. But yeah, it's such an unhinged, like, screenshot. It's just like, dude, it makes me realize that, like, how many people are so reliant on Ubers that, like, once they take out their Ubers, they just cannot function. Like, what is this, dude? False Hydra, thank you for the membership. Thank you. Why is Cadaver there? Dude, I don't fucking know, dude. I have no idea. Is he doing no gacha? No, I don't think so. Like, I'm pretty sure he had... well, like, he have Thief Cat and the Uber combo and Rich Cat, so clearly not. But yeah, this rat is lame. This Revenge, when I saw the enemy list, I thought this is actually relatively interesting. I think Zeal and Chick-fil-A is pretty interesting because there's multiple Zeal. There's like 1, 2, 3 Zeals here. And then I think there's also multiple Chick-fil-A's. Yeah, there's 2 Chick-fil-A's and 3 Zeals. But I think the Zeals are too far apart from each other. First one at 33, second one at 86, and third one at 133. I'm pretty sure that's enough for Cannon to charge up, especially if you have Cannon combo. And I think that's not the best. There's also I forgot to say, there's 3 Puffly. There's 3 Puffly's Comet, 1 at 26, 1 at 86, and 1 at 90 seconds. So there's 3 Puffleys. But these are not really a problem if you have Soap. Soap can tank Puffly really, really well, and Soap doesn't attack too often, so it doesn't trigger Puffly's knockback that often either. So it's not the craziest thing ever. I thought at first that, like, oh yeah, you know, at least Zeal would be a little bit of a pushing force, but then what I don't like about the stage, what I don't like about the stage, I press it again. What I don't like about the stage is the stage length is really high. The stage length is 5,500, which I think is the same. No, the stage length is higher than the original Puffly stage. Like, the stage length is really wide. The original Puffly stage length is already really wide at 5k. This one's at 5.5k. I think this is like way too wide. So it's not the easiest stage ever, but I also feel like they're kind of spoiling us a little bit. Like, yeah, 3 Puffly looks scary, 3 Zeals look scary, but if you just bring Soap, Research Rock, and Research Slime, Research Can, it's really not that bad. It's really, really not that bad. They give you, like, a huge stage to play with, so it's not too bad. It's not the easiest thing ever for sure, but it's, like, if you just have Soap, it's really not that bad. This shit was not made for late game players. I mean, probably, yeah, but yeah, I think you just need to get Soap. Like, if you have Soap, it shouldn't be that bad. I did kind of forget that Puffly is not a Puffly is not a merciless stage. Puffly is a deadly advent stage, but it's also just was expecting a little more, I guess, especially because it takes this long for the revenge stage to come out, you know. It's not the worst stage ever. I think it's fine. I just wished it's like slightly more harder, I guess. But yeah, so that is Super Cat. Wow, we still have a lot of more things to talk about. I think I'm just gonna speed through some of these. So Tomoe now. Next thing is Tomoe. Tomoe gets a new true form. Tomoe's true form, the main changes is that her she gets a strong against, and her freeze is now increased from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. Tomoe is a unit that I don't use too often, but I do use her in Labyrinth for the most part. I think this is fine. Like, this isn't the craziest change ever. It's fine. I wish her attack range is a little bit higher, and I wish her freeze chance is higher, but I think it's fine. From my experience with Tomoe, I don't fully like that her freeze chance is only 50%, but at the very least now her freeze duration is high, which is pretty nice. 5 seconds freeze is very long, to be fair, so like I think it's fine. But I kind of wish that her freeze chance is higher instead of her freeze duration. But otherwise, this is a fine true form. I think it's good. It's pretty cheap. I mean, Aku Cat Fruit is unfortunately kind of annoying to get, but otherwise it's not too bad. I think this is a fine true form for a fine unit. Tomoe, I think in evolved form has always been a fine unit. The true form just giving slightly more edge in here and there, and much better stats against her target traits. I think it's good. I think it's a good true form. Not the craziest thing, it's good. I think it's satisfactory. Next up, Terme gets an Ultra form. This is a cool one because, aside from, you know, just having a cool Ultra form design, this also means that for the first time, we get to see the potential Ultra form design for the Grandons as well. Let me just go back, actually. So if we go here, like 100 frames or something, like look at that. We get to see a peek of what a Ultra form Grandon could potentially look like, and I think that looks pretty cool. That being said, are we gonna get Ultra form Grandon? Probably not, but I hope so. Did you say shut up? But yeah, I hope we get a non-ultra, non-uber rare Ultra form at some point, because I think it would be just a very cool concept. But just having a slight peek of what a Grandon Ultra form might look like, I think is really cool. I hope we actually get it at some point, but you know. Also, we get an Ultra form Fat Ass Cat, hell yeah. Fat Ass Cat in Ultra form glory, hell yeah. I mean, we already had that with Dreadnought, but you know. Ultra Form Middersaw would go crazy. But yeah, so the main changes for this is that now Terme actually gets a piercing range. And also, obviously, stat increase. Mostly the health. Attack and DPS is basically the same. The health goes up by 50%, which is very high. And also relic targeting, as well as a longer freeze and toxic immunity. I think overall, this Ultra Form is pretty satisfactory. Stat-wise, I think Terme's always been pretty good already. But now, the stats is like way high. Like, I think Terme has always have like very high health. But now the health is boosted like way more, which is pretty interesting. And I think the fact that the Omni Strike now actually has piercing is nice, and it goes back even further, which is also very, very nice. I'm kind of mixed with the relic targeting. I think the relic targeting is nice, but I also feel like by the time you are able to get Ultra Form Terme, I just think at this point, anti-relic units are so bloated that there's just... I would... how do I put this? It's just like... I think Terme... I think anti-relic Terme is great. It's great against Amos. You can like tank through stuff. I'm sure you can like tank through Mecha Bun with this guy or whatever. Sorry, I'm sure you can tank through Relic Bun with this guy or whatever. It's just that I think at this point we have so much anti-relics that this is like that relics are kind of like the new dark enemies, where if you see a new anti-dark, you're kind of just rolling your eyes because you're just like, ugh, we already have like so much anti-darks. I feel like this is kind of the same with relics, where we're just kind of where I'm kind of just like, we already have like so much anti-relics that like it's good against relics, but like, do we really need more anti-relics? I wouldn't go as far as anti-dark. For sure, it's not as bad as anti-dark, but like, I think we just have so much anti-relics that we just don't really need more of them. I don't know. For sure, they're great against relics, but I think relics are just so bullyable at this point that I just don't feel like it's not the most sought after anti traits, you know. Truth, we need more anti-red. I mean, if they add like more actual threatening red enemies, sure, you know. Something like Leproot was also really good. But yeah. I think it's great. It's a very good true form. It's really, really good for zombies. The health increase is very, very nice. I don't think they need damage increase, and I'm glad they didn't get that much damage increase. Toxic immunity is just a neat little thing to add. Overall, I think this is a pretty neat Ultra Form. I think it's very neat. I just want to talk about how relics are just kind of oversaturated at this point. I feel like that's all, you know? But yeah. Alright, so, let's talk about the other star of the show in this update, and that is Citizen Mola's talent. This is a very, very interesting talent, because the talent for this is very similar to... What's his name? What's the... Why do I suddenly forgot his name? What's the fat guy super rare? The fat-ass super rare that gives you money? Well, not gives you money. Ebisu, yes, that's it. I was thinking of Ebisu. But yeah. Young Man Mola, Citizen Mola. Citizen Mola's talent is kind of like Ebisu, basically. There's 5 different talent. Adds a 30% chance to weaken, adds a 30% chance to freeze, adds a 30% chance to slow, adds a 30% chance to knock back, and adds a 30% chance to curse. For all traits, all of these are against all traits. And all of them are also for 3 seconds total. Except for knockback. Knockback doesn't have, knockback doesn't have a, For knockback, the only thing that increases true level is the chance. Everything else is 30% chance by default, and the improvement to the talent is just the duration. For knockback, it's just the it goes from 3% up to 30%. So yeah, with full talent, you have 30% chance to weaken, freeze, or slow, or knockback, or curse to every traits, which is pretty insane. No like non-traitless, no like non-metals. It's every trait. It's pretty insane. Of course, the thing about this is that Citizen Mola is a single target unit, but it is a 400 range. It is a 400 range single target unit with only 8 seconds cooldown. It is very spammable. This unit is insanely spammable. And I know you might be like, well, this is a very weird meme unit that you're just gonna use out of craziness. But like, dude, legit, just buy the freeze. Like, if you just buy the freeze, this is already an insane unit. With like research combo and stuff, you can stack this guy up extremely fast. If you just have like 3 Citizen Mola on the field, you can basically just like potentially perma-freeze any unit in the game without any without any need to like check for traits. Like, this is literally every trait. It's crazy. The only thing that you need to get from this guy is just freeze and slow. Everything else I don't think matters that much. I think curse doesn't matter that much. Weaken, I think I've talked about how good Weaken is as an ability, but the thing about what makes Weaken good is that Weaken units are generally consistent and have long duration. But Citizen Mola's Weaken is only 30% with 3 second duration. It is not that consistent. So the freeze and slow, I think, is like the absolute best thing that you can buy. You don't even need to buy the slow. Just buy the freeze. Like, remember, Citizen Mola is a damager. This is a dragon unit with nearly 4k DPS. That's really high for a 400 range unit that only cost 1k. This is a very, very good damager unit with potentially just being able to perma-freeze any, like, singular enemy unit. It's really, really good. Stop saying Megumi, shut up. Can he potentially solo every stage like King Mola? I wouldn't say that, but if anything, I would say this is a much better unit than Mola. Because the thing about Mola is that, like, oh, Mola have the potential to live everything, but then, like, living everything for Mola doesn't really do anything by itself. Like, you're just buying yourself a little more time, which doesn't really do anything. But Citizen Mola actually freezing is like actually good, because like you always want to do that. I think Citizen Mola is an insane unit with the freeze. Like, you really gotta remember, like, 400 range is really fucking high. 400 range is really, really good for a unit with merely 8 seconds cooldown. This is an extremely stackable unit. Yes, he dies in one shot. But like, you can stack up Citizen Mola. You can stack up a 400 range unit with an 8 seconds cooldown very, very fast. This is a very, very good unit. Very, very good unit. I highly recommend not talenting the knockback. Like, if you want to get this guy, just get the freeze. If you're feeling extra, you can get the slow, so that if the freeze doesn't proc, you still have a 30% chance to proc the slow. I think just the freeze and slow would make this unit, like, insane. Do not buy the knockback. I would highly recommend to not buy the knockback. I mean, you can buy the knockback, but just know that if you buy the knockback, there is no return. Like, buying the freeze and slow makes this guy a unit that can perma-freeze and perma-slow lock down a certain boss unit. Buying the knockback means you're completely throwing that idea away and you're making this a knockback unit. A unit to, like, push enemies back. Like, there's definitely some ways to, like, cheese a lot of units, cheese a lot of stages with the knockback, But just know that if you buy the knockback, there's just no going back, you know? I think the knockback definitely have its usages, but I think I would rather have a better permafreeze unit than a knockback cheese unit. If you can turn off talents, this would be insane, but unfortunately you can't, you know? But yeah, that is Mola's talents. It's pretty crazy. Next up is I don't wanna get it mixed up. Hanzo's talents. Actually, wait, have I read this guy's talents? I don't think I have. What is your talent? I haven't read this actually. Up to 50% chance for a level 3 mini wave, immune to weaken, and curse resist. I mean, curse resist and immune to weaken is whatever. But I think 50% chance to mini-wave is actually really good, because you have a guaranteed chance to freeze. And I think that's pretty good. A level 3 mini-wave on a unit with guaranteed chance to freeze and is also a damager? I think that's really, really, really good. You probably don't really care that much about weaken immunity and curse resist. Like, weaken immunity might come in handy in very specific situation, but a mini wave on a unit that is a damager and also a freeze, I think is very, very good. Just an extra range to freeze enemies. And also just like extra freeze duration too, right? With the mini wave. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. That's actually a really, really good talent for Hanzo. Probably don't really care that much about the others. But I guess if you have spare NP, and if you like Hanzo, like that's actually pretty good talent to buy, yeah. He's back in the meta. Hanzo, I think has always been kind of like this weird, boring unit. But he's also just like a good unit. Like he's kind of a boring unit, but he's also just good. So I think this mini wave is just making him better, and I think that's fine. But yeah, that's a good talent for Hanzo. And finally is Ultra Talent for Reika. She gets Sage Slayer, decrease attack cooldown up to 35, and 100% chance to slow enemies. I don't really like this Ultra Talent. I think these sets of Ultra Talents are useful to a degree. For sure, slow is nice. Sage Slayer works for like certain enemies, even like Darwin or just sages in general, being able to tank many sages in general. Attack frequency up, essentially allowing her to have like better damage output. But the fact that this is Ultra Talent is kind of annoying. I think like Sage Slayer is just so specific to get. Sure, there are a couple of stages that she would work on. Okay, yeah, even they write it here as well. Astromeda. Well, no, not Astromeda. I guess like Oldstrich, Hyena, Technolt, Darwin, and Sachiko. But at the same time, Reika already is really good against Oldstrich and Technolt. Like, sure, you can use her on Darwin, I guess, but that's like one stage. And I can't really imagine using her on Sachiko stages because Sachiko gets knocked back a lot. So she probably wouldn't even land that much hits in the first place. Plus she's a multi-hit unit. So Sachiko would just get bounced over and over. Slow is also kind of okay. Like, yeah, sure. You can slow enemies with her now, but like she already deals such a high damage that most enemies would die anyways, that it doesn't matter that much either. It's like, it's not completely useless. It's good, but it's just kind of lame that this gets locked behind Ultra Talent. It's decent, but the fact that it's Ultra Talent feels not worth. Who's Sachiko? It's Relic Dolphin, yes. And attack frequency up is nice, but I think Wiki mentions this here, but like, yeah, attack frequency up increases her DPS by like 20%, which is nice, but again, it just doesn't feel worth for an Ultra Talent. It's just kind of whatever. It's not the worst thing ever, it just sucks that this is behind an Ultra Talent. A lot of the usage just feels just too specific or just not worth. It's usable, it's workable here and there, it just costs way too much. I think Reika's already an amazing unit by itself. She doesn't need the Ultra Talent to be good. Like, I think she really doesn't need any of these. I think she's already a really good unit. She doesn't need any of these. It's a little bit unsatisfactory, I feel like. But it's not exactly worthless either, I guess, you know. But yeah, I think that's about it for 15.5. Is there anything that I'm missing? I've already talked about, like, the weird stage changes, the Stories of Legend reward stuff, or the weird Zero Legend changes, or the weird tower changes for the radar refunds. I already talked about combos, I already talked about Pac-Man, I already talked about how Coppermine got, like, booted off. I think that's about it, right? Did I miss anything? Let me check Clam Chowder's website just to be sure. Yeah, I think that's about it. There's 3 new user rank rewards. This time around, it's not actually just Z materials, we actually got cat size. Hell yeah. 5 legend cat size, 5 special cat size, 5 rare cat size. Woo. I mean, rares and special cat size are not like that exciting, but at the very least, it's not like another Z materials. I don't know. Let me get the drink. But yeah, that's 15.5. I think this is an okay update. I mean, Super Cat's true form, I think, has been great. It's been very highly anticipated. Some of the talents and true forms are pretty satisfactory. Hanzo's talents are great. Citizen Mola's talents are great. Terme's Ultra form is great. I think Tomoe's true form is also pretty nice. Pac-Man collab is a pretty good deal. But I don't think there's anything super crazy aside from, like, Super Cat True Form, but even then, Super Cat True Form is also something that we've been expecting for a long while, so, you know. I think this is a pretty satisfactory update. There are a couple of questionable stuff. Reika's Ultra Talent, I think she got kind of shafted. There's no new common enemies in this update. It's weird that they removed the Treasure Radar stuff. And that, like... But overall, I think this is a relatively satisfactory update. I think this is fine. Alright, now talk about Deltarune. Alright, let me boot up Deltarune right now. Fuck, I need to scratch. Hell yeah. I mean, I don't know what I want to boot up Deltarune for anyways. It's like, I can boot up Yu-Gi-Oh! Or some shit. But even then, I don't think I want to play that much Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, because playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Requires brain power, and I'm already a little bit out of brain juice. Watch the views plummet. It be like that, I'm sure. Do Chapter 5 Secret Boss? I mean, I already did that. It would be so funny if I do like the Chapter 5 Secret Boss and then there's gonna be like some poor Battlecat player who's also excited to finally be able to play Deltarune soon, but then they just want to check my stream and then they browse through like the video, they browse through the VOD and then they just get spoiled by the Chapter 5 Secret Boss at the end of the Battlecat's VOD. I think that's about it. I think I'm just gonna end stream or something like that. We play Yu-Gi-Oh! Without brain power? I can't do that, dude. Every time I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I always, like, automatically, like, open up my brain power. Cattle? Yeah, I guess I can do Cattle. Cattle. Or I can do Cuddle. Have I shown you guys this? I think I have shown you guys this. What if we do Cuddle for today instead? Yo, yesterday's was the little wall? Damn, that's great. Who do we do for today? Terme? Reika? This is Terme. Obligatory, the guy who just got an Ultra Form. Subterra Guardians. Alright. It is an uber rare that is an evolved, that is not an evolved form. Standing range is way below 425, so it could be a melee unit. Not a zombie. Attack type is not a multi-hit or not an Omni Strike, potentially. Cost is probably still high, but not that high. Version is pretty old. Okay. Probably area attack low range-ish. It's like dual... Okay, once again, I'm not looking at chat as usual. It's dual... It's 2 arrows done for standing range, so I feel like it has to be a mid-range or melee unit. Maybe something with like 200-ish range. Or 300-ish range. Speed is higher than 4, but not that high. Okay, let me think of like a short mid-range unit with a short mid-range area attacker. I guess a short mid-range area attacker with an okay speed. I want to say Balrog, but that's single target. Cat Machine? The Cat Machine have pretty high speed, but... Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say Cat Machine for now. Let's just say... Oh, I mean, first form Cat Machine doesn't have that high of a speed. Cat Machine. Cat Machine is red resist area. Standing range would be low, speed would be relatively okay. Okay, let me try Cat Machine. Cat Machine basic. Whoa, it's very close. Well, no, it's not that close, but okay. Cost is above 3.6k. Standing range is probably around that. It is a resist area. Traits have alien or red. Or more than alien or red. Okay. Cost above 3.6k. It's a tanker. It's a... Is it a pixie? I don't think any of the pixies cost above 3.6k, right? No, it can't be a pixie, because... I think the only pixie with only resist is air, but air is LD. And this one doesn't have LD. What about anti-red? Anti-red tanker? I don't think it would be Kai, right? Because I think Kai have lower standing range than Cat Machine. And I don't think any of the Kai variants have... Well, no, I guess like Frosty Kai would be an anti-angel and alien, right? What is Frosty Kai's cost? Is Kai 3.9k? I don't remember. Is it Frosty Kai? Oh shit, it is. Okay, cool. I got it in three tries. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hell yeah. Only 3 attempts. That's very fast. That's pretty fast. Hell yeah. Dude, I hate seasonal Ubers. Yeah. I generally don't like seasonal Ubers as well, but like Frosty Kai is a pretty memorable seasonal, I would say. Like she's one of the few seasonal units that are actually like very competent. Ball knower. Now here's a guy that knows ball. But yeah, I for a moment I thought that Kai is cheaper than 3.6k, but then I remembered about it again. I was like, no, I think Kai is 3.9 actually. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Only 3 tries, hell yeah. I thought it was Pai Pai. I don't think so. I think the one that gave it away is the 2 down arrow from Terme. The 2 down arrow from Terme means the range is very low. So I highly doubt that it's like a mid-ranger, you know? Pai Pai have like... Doesn't Pai Pai have like 400-ish range? So, yeah. Yeah, I wonder why people remember Kai variants. Like, okay, obvious design aside, like, Kai is, you know, actually one of the few Galaxy Gals that are actually competent, you know? Like, Kai is arguably one of the most used Galaxy Gal out of, like, actual pure stats, you know? Like, she is the actual, like, she's been easily one of the best tanker in the game for a very long time. We shall stall you so that you don't end stream. Now do cuddle. Okay, fine, we can do cuddle. What do you mean connection has timed out? What? Why can't I open cuddle? What? Why can't I open cuddle? Oh wait, there you go. Where's the shape? Where's the shape? Why? Hello? Let me refresh? What the fuck happened to cuddle? Okay, I think cuddle doesn't like my browser or something. I don't know. Predicted. I don't know about that. Is this the same cuddle? No, this is a different cuddle, right? Yeah, this is a different cuddle. Not sure why this one doesn't work. This is usually the cuddle that I use. All right. How do we cut this? Do we just cut it like this? Do we just cut it straight in the middle? But this one at the top seems to be slightly bigger. Do we give it more space like this? Would that be enough more? Would this be enough space? I think the one at the top is slightly bigger, but it's not that bigger. So maybe something like this. Would that be enough to give it the percentage that it needs? I feel like it needs to be slightly more, but the one at the bottom also already have like a huge amount of like leg or like bottom space, you know? I feel like it doesn't need to be that far off. I think it's something like here would actually already be fine. Maybe like here. Like here. I think here, like here would already be fine. Alright, cut it! Ugh. What, 38, 62? Really? That's 62. That's very high. What, does it have to be like this? Okay, yeah, that's actually closer. Wow, I didn't expect that to be that far off. Wow, I'm super far off. Holy moly. Okay, that's 50-50. But my first guess was very far off. God damn. Okay, I suck at this. Alright, that's all. That's all. Thank you for coming to the stream. I'm just gonna end it here. Punk is falling off. Unfortunately, I am. But it's fine because I got cattle in tree. Cattle in tree, baby! Alright, thank you for coming to the stream. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. See ya. Bye-bye. Don't stall me. I need to immediately edit this VOD. Don't you want to head to the diner? But does it have diner too? If it don't, I don't want that. Alright, bye.